In today's video, we're just going to talk a little bit about what I like to call a royal setup. And out of all of the setups that I do, this is probably the highest probability setup. And what it has to do with are the moving averages on the daily chart and where they're at, and if they're all supporting the trade setup. So for example, this is a chart of YELP daily chart. This is where we have price clearly above the 200 simple moving average. You also have it clearly above the 50 simple moving average. And when we pulled back into support, you also had the 5 EMA above the 13 EMA, which means that it's in a buy mode. So ultimately, all of the averages that I look at on the daily charts are in your favor at this point. So when you pull back into a zone like this, that's going to be one of the highest probability setups. And you definitely want to just look for either a 15-minute or a 30-minute trigger that I explain on my website for an entry. You define your risk then either below the low that's made prior to the buy trigger or below the low end of the support decision. And then your typical target on any of these trade setups is, well, the minimum target is the 1272 extension, which in this case would be the 49.23 area. So, you know, this one is still ongoing. You know, it's not really anywhere near the target, so you can still look at buying pullbacks in this one as long as price continues to hold above the low made on November 8th.